Good morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Carson Moore.
And I'm Kelly Kennedy.
Tomorrow during lunch, over 30 colleges will be lined up on Campo Street for College Day. Representatives from CSUs, UCs, private and out-of-state colleges will all be there to give out information about their schools, as well as help with making educational plans for after high school.
College Day is a day that the avid seniors put on to try to create a college-going culture on the Roseville campus. The students communicate directly with the universities, asking for swag to be able to present the day. They do research, they create pamphlets, and they try to invite the rest of the student body out to share in the event. It's going to be hopefully out on Campo Street. The weather holds. Otherwise, we'll do it in Senior Square under the cover. We'll have over 40 colleges, a number of CSUs, UCs, private and out-of-state colleges.
Remember, our school's canned food drive started yesterday and it'll last until November 10th. All non-perishable food is accepted. The food is donated to local food banks thanks to the Salvation Army.
We've had a long partnership with Salvation Army in raising canned food for our local food banks, and Roseville High School is proud to participate again. We've got the canned food drive that's going to take place kicking off November 1st. It's going to end on November 10th. We call it the canned food drive, but it's really any non-perishable item, so any item that's not going to spoil. As long as it's in a package, we're going to get that to folks in need, especially during the holiday times. Now, our goal is to hit 5,000 cans, so if we had 1,000 students just bring in 5 cans apiece, that's really easy to do.
And now we go over to Ethan Raridan with sports.
Good morning and welcome to this Tuesday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Ethan Raridan. As we know, Friday was the Junction Bowl, and unfortunately, Roseville lost to Wood Creek on a game-winning field goal with the final score being 18-15. Brandon Graydon threw for 2 touchdowns, one of which went to defensive lineman Xavier Garcia on a trick play of sorts. Although Roseville lost, they will still be playing in the playoffs. Stay tuned for a full preview of the playoff game at Oakdale on Friday's edition of EOTSN. In other sports news, Tiger Pride held a soccer game at Oakmont on Friday. For a recap of the game, we go over to Parker Hellickson.
We're out here at Unified Sports from the Tiger Cage.
Last Friday, Roseville High School's Tiger Pride took a business trip to Oakmont for a soccer game. From the live band to all the schools in the Roseville Joint Union High School District, our very own Roseville High School, Antelope High School, Wood Creek High School, Granite Bay High School, West Park High School, and last but not least, Oakmont High School. The stands were packed and the atmosphere was amazing. Roseville took on Oakmont on their first matchup.
Tigers on three. 1, 2, 3.
Tigers! Roseville started down 1-0, but that didn't faze the Tigers. The Tigers quickly answered back with an Elwood goal. 3 minutes later, Rachel Taffy scored not 1, but 2 goals for the Tigers. And your final score for the Roseville Tigers on top of the Oakmont Vikings, 3-1. After the W, Roseville celebrated by going through the Tunnel of Glory. I got to speak with Rachel Taffy at the end of the game, and this is what she had to say about her performance.
Happy!
Senior Autumn Ostrom feels like this event was a success.
It went really well. I feel like everybody got a chance to just be involved, and there was really good energy, and everybody was really happy.
R-O!
R-O! R-O-S-E! B-L! B-L! B-L-L-E! R-O-S-E! B-L-L-E! R-O-S-E! B-L-L-E! Roseville! Roseville! Go Roseville!
Thanks, Parker. And finally, it's time for the October Player of the Month. After some delegation, EOT decided on Brandon Graydon as the October Player of the Month. In his 3 games played in October, Brandon Graydon threw for 422 yards, ran for 105 yards with a total of 8 touchdowns. Throughout that stretch, Graydon led the Tigers to a 2-1 record and a playoff berth.
Brandon's a leader. He always has been. He's a great person to be around. He helps motivate the team, and he just keeps us hyped in the games.
For any athletes interested in playing basketball or soccer this winter, tryouts are all week. And that's all on your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more. Eye of the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Ethan. Resident Evil 4 has been one of the most influential games in the survival horror genre since its release in 2005. Since the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, fans have been hoping for a remake of 4, which was eventually announced in 2020. Finally, we got a brand new trailer as well as a look at some gameplay. In the trailer, we get to see Leon Kennedy's arrival to the mysterious village in Spain in search of the president's daughter Ashley. We get to see the iconic cast with all new coats and next generation polish. The trailer is reminiscent of the action movies that inspired the game. In the gameplay, we see a shortened version of the opening that has more emphasis on horror, adding the ability to sneak around enemies that are looking for you. We see the iconic scene where Leon Kennedy jumps through a window and acts like it's nothing. Next, we see how combat will work with things like kicks and being able to walk while aiming. The gameplay looks like it gets a much needed update to the original's clunky controls. Resident Evil 4 looks like it will be a must-play when it comes out on March 23rd of 2023. In other entertainment news, Migos member Takeoff has passed away early this morning due to a shooting in Houston. Rest in peace. And now, back to news.
Thanks, Brady.
Many students find themselves crafty, but one seamstress has honed their craft. We go to Tyler Bradford with more.
Junior Leela Von Bulow has a passion for sewing fantasy dresses and competes in different cosplay contests.
I mostly do costumes, but I do occasional, special occasion dresses, like I did one last year for fall. I did one last year for my birthday, but mostly I do Halloween costumes, but they're to the next extent I make them myself, and they're kind of like extra, I'd say.
One year, Von Bulow didn't feel like going out and buying a dress, so she started pursuing the dressmaking hobby.
I'm not really sure, actually. I think one year I was like, I want to make my own costume, and then I made it, and then the next year I was like, I'm going to remake that costume because I can make it better. And I kind of spiraled down from there as like a yearly tradition.
Bulow uses the dresses that she makes for special events that she attends.
I show off my dresses. I go and cosplay at the Los Angeles Comic Con, which I'm hoping to go to in the second May one. But I do try to enter the contests they have there, so the masquerades at second May.
Being that dresses take a while to make, Bulow still finds a way to get her work.
Actually kind of a process to actually make a dress, because I first find the inspiration, and if there's a certain pattern I need to use, I need to find that certain pattern. And if I don't have a pattern, I have to draft a pattern, which can take up to a week because it's so different, because I have to drape it on myself and a mannequin. And then I have to make sure it fits me, and then I have to put it on the right fabric, and then I have to, because there's so many layers that go into a single thing that it takes a bit for each layer.
Bulow constantly is coming up with different ways, patterns, and styles to make all of her dresses unique.
I also do embroidery with my machine I recently got. I've only done smaller things. I've done some things for my dresses, but I've done shirts and stuff for my club.
Thanks, Tyler.
That's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on eyethetigernews.com. See you next time.